Hey everyone, I'm super excited to be talking to Shrayana Bhattacharya, who is the author of the very famous Desperately Seeking Shah Rukh Khan. Today we'll talk about her books, her experiences, and why did she write about Shah Rukh Khan. It's going to be an intimate session to know about the author and the books, and Nepal Literature Festival is so glad to have Shrayana Bhattacharya with us. So, hey, Shrayana, tell us the story behind your name, Shrayana.
I believe it's made up. I haven't found it in any of, there are those books that tell you Indian names and it's nowhere there. My grandfather, my maternal grandfather, he named me, and I think it means someone you can depend upon. That's what I was told. And it's based on the word ashray. So that means shelter in its sort of root form. So hence, someone who can shelter you, someone you can depend upon. That's the story.
Amazing. Shrayana Bhattacharya. Did I pronounce it correct?
Right. And all right. You are one of the very few people who has said it exactly right from the word go. Otherwise, the name is abused and disabused and misused constantly.
I can relate. I have a pretty uncommon name too. So tell us a bit about your Nepal Literature Festival 2022 experience.
It's been wonderful. I think we were talking about this earlier. It's such a beautiful space to set up a conversation about books and ideas. I think this is the prettiest festival in the world, for sure. And just to see, young people showing up, asking questions, engaging so deeply, on a vast variety of books. So it's been wonderful. It's been wonderful to meet authors. I look forward to reading and meeting, and also to meet friends and make new friends.
I'm glad you consider me a friend. So why Shah Rukh Khan?
Because I just love him. I think it's as simple as that. I think he is, to my generation of people who've grown up in India in the 1990s, urban, upper middle class. I think he was the first actor who started talking to us through these interviews and through films. And it's a vulnerable masculinity that I don't think we can find very easily in Indian culture or even global popular culture. So yeah.
So you love Shah Rukh Khan. So do I, and I doubt there will be anyone who will be like, I've not heard of him or something like that.
It's funny you should say this. There are people who haven't heard of him and I judge them. So in fact, in the book, I have a line which says, if you haven't heard of him, you deserve to be, clonked on the head or something. You deserve judgment. There are people actually who might surprise us, but I think you are right. He's an icon of the global south. So I think the countries, emerging economies, countries like Indonesia, or if you go to the Middle East or in South Asia, he's our superstar. And I think the West needs to catch up a bit more. I saw recently he was in the Empire magazine's list of 50 best actors. That was wonderful. And I hope that more Western audiences actually discover his magic.
So I heard you've met Shah Rukh Khan personally. What did you talk about? How was the experience?
The experience was surreal. I went to present the book. Inshallah, I was able to do that, and I also didn't faint, which was wonderful, because I expected that I was certainly going to just show up and then fall flat on my face. I may have metaphorically fell flat on my face, but I didn't do it literally, so that was nice. And it was great. I always say, people say you should never meet your heroes, but I've always said that if your hero is Shah Rukh Khan, you must meet him. He's such a he's superhuman, and yet
Bazigar.
Yeah, no, he's superhuman and yet he's very humane. So yeah, it's wonderful. It was wonderful.
So why did you decide to write this book?
I wanted to tell a story about women in the Indian economy and about how women are just being left behind, despite the fact that India's had such a strong economic growth period. But I wanted to tell a story about the economy, not in the usual way of just numbers and economic theory. I wanted data and I wanted economic theory in there. But I really just wanted the stories to come alive. Like, I wanted the book to feel like a Hindi movie, you know, like a Shah Rukh film. I wanted it to feel emotive. And I wanted to argue that the economy actually has a lot to do with our love lives, our feelings of loneliness as women. And I realized that the best way, and this was something that came to me as a surprise, the best way to get women to want to reveal and talk about their views on sex and beauty and marriage and money and their frustrations and complaining about men in their real lives was to talk to them about Shah Rukh Khan. And I say this in the book, you know, your fantasies reveal your realities. And so why Shah Rukh? Because, you know, he's the fantasy of all these women. But you realize when you talk to them that they're not seeking him as a fantasy. I think in a way he allows us a space to complain about the real world as well. So I think that's what the book, that's why Shah Rukh.
So women, Shah Rukh Khan, economics. So I remember a question Sushmita Sen was asked in 1994 Miss World, and I'd like to ask the same question to you. So what for you is the essence of being a woman?
I think to me it's nurture, but I don't mean nurture in that very boring, you know, I take care of people sort of way. I feel that there is a feminine energy that goes into loving yourself, into nature, into just the way you organize your life. And so to me, yeah, it would be nurture, but not a nurture that depends on other people, but a nurture for even your own self and, you know, plants and animals and sure, maybe babies. But to me, I think the word would be nurture, but not in, you know, the traditional, just I'm taking care of a household sense, but nurturing the earth almost. We would, you know, I say this and maybe this is my economist bias, but we wouldn't have an economy if it weren't for the work that women do and the nurture that women do. And so I just hope, you know, in fact, with the book as well, I just hope that now that nurture can, you know, women can also nurture themselves with as much relish, right? That we end up spending nurturing others. Yeah.
Amazing. So it's very optimistic to see women taking up space and choosing entrepreneurship. Here in Nepal, you will see many women starting up their own businesses through microfinances, microcredits. They're also involved socially. For you personally, how do you relate to this book as a woman in economics?
So I think often, you know, you have traditional fields. So, you know, it could be mathematics or it could be science and certainly economics, where typically because some of the leaders, when, you know, it comes to thinking about the field, you know, figuring out what questions does this field want to answer, particularly in academia. I mean, we have a long history with just basically being a lot of men, and they tend to be very similar men as well, right? And I think firstly, what excites me right now when I think of the response to the book, when I think about just young women in academia as well, is that I see so many women and people from historically marginalized communities just wresting the narrative back, right? They're just taking it away. And they're asking really exciting and different questions. Like, for example, they're asking questions about care, they're asking questions about mindset, they're asking about, do the fundamentals of the way we value people's labor and time really measure up to our real experiences? And again, this goes back to the question of how do you think about nurture in the economy, right? So I'm actually super excited, and I've learned a lot, I think, with the experience of this book, just that I think there's a huge demand amongst younger women in particular to join these kinds of traditionally very male-oriented fields and to really redefine the questions that they're asking. So I think that's what's exciting.
I haven't read the book yet. I apologize, but I can't wait. I am sorry, but I will read it.
Yes.
So if I read the book, which I will very, very soon, and you want me to remember this one key takeaway from the book, what would it be?
That the economy is a feeling being. I think we live in a world where we are told the economy is just a bunch of numbers and a bunch of men sitting at Davos in suits, and women who ape exactly that same behavior. And we're taught that the economy is something that experts can talk about, not everyone else. And I wanted the book to really communicate to people that the economy is our emotions. So the way women feel when they see Shah Rukh Khan, or when they have money to be able to watch him on their own, fandom, feelings, love, loneliness, all of that is being shaped by the economy. And I wanted people to make that connection between economics and emotions. And in a way, it's almost like the economics of love, that emotions underpin so much of what is happening in economic behavior. So I think the one lesson I hope that you will take away is that the economy is a emotional, ethical being. It's not some soulless structure. Stock markets are soulless. Statistics can be soulless, but the economy isn't.
Amazing. I'm like spellbound. I just forgot what I was going to ask next. But so if we decide to invite you again for Nepal Literature Festival, would you be back?
I don't even need an invitation. As I was telling some of the organizers, I'm just showing up, and I'm so excited to come back to Pokhara. This time the visit's been a bit short. So I really hope that next time I'm able to join. And it's not even, I don't even need an invitation. I think I'm signaling that to you.
All right. So that was a short chat with Shrayana Bhattacharya. Read her book, Desperately Seeking Shah Rukh Khan, and follow her on her socials and know about her amazing work and inspiration.
Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure talking to you. You're a star.
Thank you. Now we're going to have a spicy rapid fire round with the amazing Shrayana Bhattacharya. Are you ready or are you ready?
I'm very dull, so you will add the spice and I will give you my very dull responses. But I will try. Yeah, go.
So your favorite color?
Black.
Your favorite author?
Oh my God, that's so tough. Right now, Vivian Gornick.
A book recommendation for everybody?
The Lonely City by Olivia Lang.
A Shah Rukh Khan movie recommendation for everyone?
Swades, Now and Forever. And Kabhi Haan Kabhi Na. Sorry, 2. Yeah.
Best Shah Rukh Khan dialogue ever?
Oh my goodness, that is really hard. He has such great lines. You know what I love? His recent speech at the Kolkata International Film Festival. So I'll do something he said just last week. He said, us positive people are still alive. And he talked about the social media narratives needing to be countered by film. I love that speech. So I don't have a line, I have that speech. Go listen to that speech. It's on YouTube. Please find it.
Okay. So,
Yes.
What's your favorite season?
Oh, autumn, fall. Although in Delhi, we don't really get very much. In Delhi, the seasons are, can you see the sky or can you not? So it's polluted and non-polluted. So in Delhi, I like the non-polluted season, whichever season that is. Yeah.
So your favorite sport?
I don't play sport. Although when I was a kid, I played hockey and I was a goalkeeper and I was really bad. Like really bad. Flirting is my favorite sport. There we go. If that counts as a sport. Yeah.
Okay, describe Shrayana Bhattacharya in 3 words.
She wears black, she loves economics, and she is a nerd.
So the first word that comes to your mind when I say economics?
Abhijit Banerjee.
Okay.
Who is my favorite economist, yeah.
So tell us your favorite quotation in your mother tongue.
Oh my goodness, my favorite quotation in my mother tongue would be Bangla. Akla chalo re. Which is Rabindranath Tagore's wonderful.
I love the song too.
Yeah, so you know it. Yeah. I believe in, you have to learn to be comfortable alone. Otherwise, you actually can't be with others in your full spirit. So yeah.
Your favorite food?
Oh my goodness. Spinach of any kind. Like I'm a spinach fiend, as strange as that sounds. Yeah.
Your favorite word to express excitement?
Shah Rukh Khan. No, I'm kidding. No, you can't use that. I think my favorite word would be, I don't know, to express excitement. That's very hard. Excitement. I don't have any other word, to be honest. Yeah.
Describe Nepal Literature Festival in 3 words.
Exciting, illuminating, and loads of fun, which I know is more than 3. But if you ask me to do 3, then loads of fun. Yeah.
So, in 1 word, why are women desperately seeking Shah Rukh Khan?
Because it's not one word,
a sentence.
line. It's because they're tired of the reality that surrounds them. And so I think as, reality becomes difficult, fantasies grow stronger.
So one chapter or page that someone shouldn't miss from your book.
Oh, God, that's really hard. I would urge everyone to read the last chapter and the chapter on Manju. She's right in the middle, you'll see her. Yeah.
So describe Nepal in 3 words.
Eye-opening in how different it is from, I think, what I remember it as also, like just thinking about this current time of mine. Stunning, the people, the landscape, all of it. And very fashionable, enviably fashionable. Yeah, very hip.
So do you want me to go on or are you bored?
I'm not bored. I'm happy to answer a few more questions, and then we can be done. Go ahead.
Okay. So who is your inspiration in your life?
My mum, as traditional and vanilla. My mum and many of the women who raised me as a kid.
What do you like the most about economics?
That economists find elegant explanations when others see chaos. They see incentives, they see costs, they see prices. They can explain to you why things are working a certain way, which to someone on the outside may seem totally inexplicable and chaotic. But economists can think through these really weird, complex scenarios and make it in a very elegant way.
So I've heard this term from economics, which is John Nash's game theory.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about that.
Well, I will not, because you should read the book. The book is predicated on this idea that, one of the things that we learn based on game theory when it comes to gender is that when women start earning money outside the home, their ability to exit an unhappy marriage or an unhappy family grows up. And so their power dynamics and bargaining within the household gives them more power, which actually is explained to us in a game theoretic format. And so game theory is essentially an iteration of actually interactions and thinking through who has power to exit the interactions, who has power to dominate in these interactions. And economists use this to even explain bad love affairs or like bad marriages or gender norms. And I explain some of this in the book. So it's very elegant. It's an example of the elegance that I was talking about.
Okay. So what's your favorite flower?
Lilies.
Okay. Do you watch any series, TV series?
I am obsessed with Mad Men. It will always be my favorite, and I keep re-watching it again and again and again, although I shouldn't. So yeah, that would be the one.
Your favorite vacation destination?
Well, it's soon going to be Nepal. Because I'm realizing I don't know why, it's like somehow it's been a while since I've been here. But otherwise, my favorite destination, actually, funnily enough, is when I'm in Delhi, which is home, because I travel so much for work that I'm barely at home. So actually, my idea now of a vacation is a staycation, where I'm just at home in Delhi.
All right, I think there'll be an end to a rapid fire. So finally, Shrayana Bhattacharya, desperately seeking Shah Rukh Khan. I'm sure our audience, I actually got many messages today being like, how can I get this book?
You can get it on Amazon, or please contact the Nepal colleague team and they will help you figure out the bookshops that are stocking it. It is available in Nepal, from what I understand.
So any final messages directly to our audience?
Stay well, stay healthy, and tone down the judgment. That's all, on others and on yourself.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. It was such a pleasure. Thank you. I found Shah Rukh Khan. I think that's the thing to say. I mean, I have a very happy personal life, but it doesn't involve marriage.
Okay.